Jordan, that's all you, girl.
Welcome to our series special, a unique segment of Narratives and Nightcaps, the book club podcast where we dive into the details of a book series, pair it with a nightcap, and leave a book review, sometimes forgetting when we're supposed to start. I'm Jordan.
I'm Emily.
I'm Bree.
And I'm Megan.
I'm probably going to leave that in.
I love it. Yeah.
It's like, Bree, why aren't you starting?
Yeah. You know what? We got matching sweatshirts. Like,
Yes.
you can only expect one, like, coordinated effort at the beginning of the podcast from us. And we got the sweatshirts, so we're done.
That's enough.
Brain
Exactly.
capacity just, oh my gosh. Well, I'm so happy to see all of you. And I think we have hopefully a fun discussion in our midst today. American Royals 2, we're talking Majesty by Katharine McGee. I really, really liked this one. I do want to dive in. I want to hear thoughts. Emily, I'm going to have you cut in with the pairing. Do it. And let Megan get her giggles out.
Okay. This is not going to be good.
We're off to an excellent start. No.
So I feel like if this is like the first series you're joining us with or something, listening along, haven't listened to this episode before, I feel like we should clarify just real quick. And I realize we should have done this a long time ago.
Probably.
That we are like reading all of this in real time, essentially. Like
Live.
we're reading these books basically right now and then talking to you about how we felt about them or what our thoughts were. And the beautiful thing about having 4 people co-host a podcast is that they will have different opinions on certain books.
It's
and
true.
This is a really good thing. So like,
True.
So you might really like agree with one of us and then disagree with the other, and that's totally cool. And I feel like we just needed to say that a little bit because I definitely see this book. I think Thursday Murder Club, if you listen to those series, like for the most part, we were all very much in agreement on what we liked or didn't like about those books. And this one, I definitely see us departing slightly.
Okay. And that is, you are absolutely right. I'm glad that you
I don't want any listeners to be like, oh my gosh, and like so-and-so loves it and the other people don't. And that is, well, you'd be right. Like, you would be 100%. That's super correct.
I will say, because this is not a series, and then I do have this pairing I'm very excited for. But we'll jump into just my comments on this one. Jordan, I would never have picked up this series if you hadn't recommended it. And that's one of the beautiful things I think about this podcast is 100%. I have read things and even like the larger bookstagram and like community is I have picked up books and stories that if it were just me alone in a bookshop, I would not have picked up the book on my own. And even though some I've loved, some are like, this one might be more for me, but I would not have picked it up nor had the opportunity to talk with others about this book. And I will so leading with that into the pairing, what I loved about book 2 is I did love the Duke of Orange. So I picked an orange wine because it was appropriate to go with Marshall himself. And we have an orange Celsius. Yes.
I love.
See, we got it together. So let me talk about the pairing, because as I said, there are a lot of things about this book that I have thoughts. We'll get into it. It's all good. But I loved Marshall, the Duke of Orange. That was like a highlight for me in this story. Yes. So I paired this book with Bertrand Orange Gold Orange Wine. I am fairly new to orange wine. I don't know if any of you have had orange wine before.
No.
But it's interesting. Its orange wine is made by fermenting white grapes with their skins. So similar way that you would get rosé, a rosé wine is actually like red grapes fermented with their skin, but for less time than you make a red wine. Orange wine is white grapes, which I found fascinating on that whole process. So orange wine. I paired this, again, like I said, because of Marshall, the Duke of Orange. Doing the fermenting process with white grapes and their skins creates this rich kind of amber toned beauty that really breaks all the rules. Hello, Sam. That like the two of them together, it is absolutely out of out of left field on that one. It's got notes of candied citrus, tea leaves, and a warm spice that I think mirrors the messy entanglements of, we've got Nina, Daphne, and Sam, where it's like there's sweetness, but always a little bit of bite kind of on the back end. And, you know, then just like Marshall's spark with Sam, this wine is vibrant, layered, and just a little bit unpredictable. Cheers.
Cheers.
So,
That was
okay,
great.
so it's
I love
orange
that.
because of the color and not because of
Flavor.
flavor. Yes.
Right. So
Okay.
you can take and this is where I might get over my skis a little bit. So any like true wine experts listening, please DM me to correct if I say anything wrong here. But you take white grapes, so you have white grapes and red grapes, right? And you take white grapes, and if you were making pure white wine, you would like remove the skins and then ferment the grapes without their skin, and you get white wine, right? And then you've got different shades of white. When you get into orange wine, you leave the skins on the grapes for a certain amount of time, which changes the color. So the taste is still that of like the white wine grape that you would expect out of a white wine. But the color is, if you look at it, it's like bright orange, literally looks like, orange wine. Same with rosé is typically you can get red grapes and then keep the skins on for less time than a red wine, and you would get like a rosé.
Okay. I would think, you know, white grapes, don't they turn green? No, that's green grapes, I guess. What's white grapes? Are white grapes
green grapes? Like white wine.
Is there a third grape?
No, there's a lot. Well, I'm like green grapes, white wine grapes would be like what you see. Yeah, like the greener color versus
the wine doesn't turn green.
Green. I was surprised too, but apparently you get orange.
Oh, you get orange. Okay.
It's also a very affordable bottle of wine.
Yeah,
it is. I was just, and it's available at my Total Wine.
Yep.
So
you know,
there you go.
There you go.
I love it.
Well, with that, and maybe we can then jump in, Jordan. I was thinking about this book and like all of our thoughts that, you know, I think we're going to go through on book 2, because we had a lot of predictions on book 1. But my question, if you don't mind me opening up with a question on this one.
Please. Is it chaotic?
It's chaotic.
Yeah.
I'm bringing a chaos question. Okay. So hot take, and please disagree with me on this one. Hot take. Is it more tragic for a book to be cringy but fun, or objectively well written but boring?
Say it again. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Hot take. Is it more tragic for a book to be cringy but fun, or objectively well written but boring?
Cringy but fun.
More tragic.
I'm going to go opposite of that. So I think it's more tragic for it to be well written but boring. That's
okay.
Oh man. I think well written but boring, because I feel like your expectations are so much higher, and then you're let down, and that's the tragedy of it all.
That's you. I mean, when it's really well written and you know there's a good story and it just
goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere. Yeah. And like that, you are a little bit sad, or at least me. Yeah. I am a little bit I am very sad about that. About it being boring, being a bit of a letdown, even if the story is so well written or the writing is so good.
Fair. Jordan, I want to hear your thoughts. Yeah.
I think I'm thinking more from the perspective of the sort of spicy, kind of smutty books sometimes that I like to read.
Okay.
And that's why it's more tragic when it's cringy but fun.
Okay.
I agree with you on that one.
Because I don't try to go into those types of books with super high expectations, right? I know I'm going to have a good time. I know I'm going to have fun. If it's cringy, if the female main character and the male main character don't have chemistry, and like it's all just like that's tragic for me.
Tragic.
So that's why. Now, I don't disagree with the other option either. I think it just kind of depends on the expectations you go into it with as a reader.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm reading for fun, when I'm reading for the sake of just like the spice, the escape, not thinking about it, then that's also part of what makes the cringe so tragic. You know?
I think for me, I'd have to say the same. Cringy but fun is more tragic, I think, for me. Mainly because, like, if I go into a book thinking it's going to be in that fun category, but it like I can't get through it, or it like I don't want to start it, and that's tragic. Objectively well written, I can appreciate a book for the way the words are strung together. That's weird to say, but like the way that it's put together, right?
Yeah.
The prose and what's gone into that. I can at least appreciate that and take something away from it. But honestly, I think both are disappointing reads for me. No matter how you get either way is disappointing, but more tragic. I think I do I'm with you, Jordan, on that one.
Have any of you ever had to like walk away from a book because it was too cringy? Like you couldn't physically force yourself to keep reading because you're just like, I don't want to. I do not want to continue.
Yes. I can say that I have done that. Yes.
I feel like I do that with like TV shows too. If it's like like the what is it? The secondhand embarrassment of like watching that. And I'm just like, I can't be in the room for this. I have to.
Or it just depends on even like where the storyline goes. Sometimes you want to talk about tragic. Have any of you watched Nashville? Do you remember that show?
Yes, I watched Nashville.
Thank you. Was that show the same after Connie Brighton left? Absolutely not. It was 100% cringe. It was 100% cringe, and it was unfortunate. I couldn't handle it anymore. Raina's death was tragic, and it just could not be resurrected for me.
I stopped watching. Well, I was like, too much. And it was tragic, but, you know.
But there was cringe in the tragedy.
I brought up this question because I have a feeling as we get into book 2, we might hit on either of these hot takes, and I think it will be really good discussion.
There you go. Well, why don't I go ahead and I will read the summary, and then we can get into thoughts. Okay. So here's the setup, courtesy of Storygraph. Thank you, Storygraph.
Everything is sponsor us.
Power is intoxicating. Like first love, it can leave you breathless. Princess Beatrice was born with it. Princess Samantha was born with less. Some, like Nina Gonzalez, are pulled into it. And a few will claw their way in. We're looking at you, Daphne Dayton. As America adjusts to the idea of a queen on the throne, Beatrice grapples with everything she lost when she gained the ultimate crown. Samantha is busy living up to her party princess persona, and maybe adding a party prince by her side. Nina is trying to avoid the palace and Prince Jefferson at all costs, and a dangerous secret threatens to undo all of Daphne's carefully laid Mary Prince Jefferson plans. A new reign has begun. And that is American Royals 2, Majesty. So,
good highlight.
I thought so. Very succinct as well. No, but yes, please take it away with your thoughts. I think I kind of already. I mean, I shared minimally a little bit about my thoughts, but I want to hear from you guys because it sounds like we've got some different opinions. Megan, why don't you kick us off? I'm just gonna call you out.
Just call me out.
I'm gonna do it.
Kick us off.
I will say, I don't even know what. I didn't even write any notes. I'm just here, okay? I will say I have found this book equally a little bit difficult to get through as I did the first one. Okay. And I don't mean that to be negative. Again, opinion, it's just my opinion. IMO. But I just felt like it was very predictable, and I felt like, again, kind of similar vein, I understand the age range that we're in, but I just felt like it was still carrying a lot of immaturity, and I just found I had a harder time reading through that.
Hey, that's completely fair. How many stars did you give it? What did you rate it?
I don't do I don't do stars. No, I'm really bad at giving ratings. Because I don't want it to be like, it's my opinion, so I just don't want it to reflect unfairly toward the author if everyone else loves it. But I just probably like a 3. I feel like it's like a middle of the road. Like
give it a 3. Yeah. There you go.
No, I think that's fair because it's very fair to say like this just isn't for me, but that doesn't mean it's not for someone else. Yes. Which on that note, I feel like this was written for 15-year-old Brie, but not 32-year-old Brie.
There you go.
Like, I think 15-year-old Brie would have been, she would have put this on the stack right next to the A-list and Gossip Girl and been like, 100%. Everyone would come over and I've been like, this is for me. Yeah, 32-year-old me is like this, thinks very similarly to that, I would say. And I think Megan or Emily or both mentioned this in the last episode. I can't fully explain it, but if you did pick up this exact plot minus the technology and cars and you put it in the 1800s, I think I would like it a lot more.
Wow.
Like Bridgerton.
Yeah, I think I I think I would like it. I would have a completely different perspective and opinion.
Just because of like the historical fiction piece of it?
Yeah, I do still feel like the historical fiction, not that it needs to be a main element of this story, but I do feel like it's an important one that gets glossed over a lot. But maybe it's because I love a period piece, but I'm like, just take this plot and like put it in the 1800s and I'm for it. Like throw in Daphne's chaos, throw in Nina being a party girl.
It's almost kind of like you're asking for it to be a version of Bridgerton. Not quite, but I'm with you too, because there's a level or like a layer of complexity that would somehow add when you take away the technology and like you factor in society and whatever social status and the different maybe issues of the time as well that they were facing, because there's still modern day issues, but
I think that's I am 1000% with you on just put this back a couple hundred years, mainly because I get the sense, as we've read now 2 of these books, that the author has done a lot to think through the history from when George Washington says, yes, I'll be king, to like now, because she kind of drops these little, that was when California became the Duchy of Orange. Like she drops these little like little crumbs where I'm like, no, I want to follow the crumb. Like, give me more of the crumb.
Earlier today.
We're having a conversation about that exact moment.
Like, like I want to know that. And I think if you put this back a couple hundred years, you would bring in, Jordan, to your point, that complexity, that extra, and showcase all of the well thought out history, fake history, alternative history, right? That the author's gone into to put this together.
And it's to her credit, you look at her author blurb, this stuff was part of her dissertation in her master's program. She
thought this through.
She has definitely thought it through. So I don't know.
That's why did it get left out?
Right. Yeah. So why is it
like why did we do modern day?
I'm there too. So same thing. I'll echo your comment, Bree. Like high school Emily would have devoured these 4 books and loved them and been the top of the shelf and absolutely been like on the edge of my seat. Me today, I really just want to sit everybody down and be like, okay, listen, honey, here's the deal.
Right.
And like solve the problem. I want to turn to Jefferson yet again and say, get a personality. I'm sorry. I don't understand. And this is maybe 30-something Emily versus like, younger Emily. But I I don't understand, the more that we read, how Daphne and Nina and everybody is going after Jefferson.
Emily
other
says,
than just the
what
crown.
do you see in
What do
him?
you see? It's exactly like I don't understand. And I unfortunately, I promise not to harp too much on it this episode, but he is so flat. There's like, it's a crown, and
I honestly feel like he wasn't even present in this book.
He wasn't really, until he all of a sudden shows up on Daphne's doorstep and is like, by the way, I actually do love you. And I was like, no, like, I'm done.
No,
I'm out.
No,
like,
I know. I saw more of what y'all were talking about with the first book in this book, as far as just the lacking personality and the flat as a pancake. Like, what?
Yeah. He got just like steamrolled back and forth.
Who even is this guy? Like, I don't even. Okay, but to not, unless anybody else wants to add any more thoughts, I do want to do a quick call out, a quick shout out, because I really kind of appreciated Rachel in this book. Who was she and where was she? Because she, if you remember, so she's one of Nina's friends that kind of like helps her through the breakup. I know. Right. But she is the loyal, faithful. She's the loyal, faithful sidekick, and I feel like she was helping Nina through all of this in like the best way possible. So,
I like
honorary mention.
Have other friends like outside of this, just like 10-person royal circle. Yeah, like that was nice to see.
Yes, I thought so. I just at the top wanted to put in an honorary mention for her, because it's not like it's huge, but would I have loved even maybe more of that? I would not have been upset about it.
I mean, I like that she brought her to a party. That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I wrote in one of my notes, like, she's doing all of the things that you just would know that your friends know what you need in that moment, right? Like, she's there for Nina as Nina's grappling with this heartbreak and dealing with all of these things, whether that's inviting her to the party or hanging out in her room with her, having conversation. Like, I just really appreciated that foundation.
Yeah.
Because and I agree, Jordan, like, especially from the fallout from the last book, it's nice to know that Nina had somewhere to land that didn't just leave her completely alone and friendless after going through all of that BS.
Yes. 100%. And we're going to get to the Ethan of it all in a minute, but go ahead, Emily.
I was going to, I don't know, make a motion. I think, Jordan, I'm going to take your official title of Smarmy Weasel. I think that should be an official book title here. And I'm, gonna on the floor make a motion that Daphne's mom is the true Smarmy Weasel, not Daphne.
Can I add a second motion to that? Also, Robert.
Also, Robert.
Which
also Robert.
I call that from page 1. I was like, literally page 1. I was like, okay, I was like, he's definitely going to be dismissed by the end of this book because this guy sucks.
I think, Jordan, I'd like to crown, pun intended, 2 Smarmy Weasels in this particular book. Daphne's mom and Robert.
Yeah, Daphne's mom.
I'm with it. I think one of my notes with Robert, in our shared notes said, "Where did this fool come from?"
Yeah. Well, I loved.
Hold on, I'm looking for my notes. Keep going.
We'll have to share this because in our chat, I loved the 3 emojis on your reaction at the end of this book.
I'm gonna do a post about it. Yeah.
We'll share what those 3 are, listeners. But all of us ended the last emoji. I think for all of us was some version of like, what the fuck was that at the end? Pretty much, and like seeing them come in was like, yes, Robert.
Oh my lord. Yeah, I can't find where I put that in my notes, but I literally was like, who And
Yeah.
who do you think you are, sir? Excuse me?
Okay. So, sorry, I need to talk about this now because you brought up Daphne. I mean, you brought up Daphne's mom, but we needed to talk about this. And again, I'm jumping ahead in the story. But
This is
Hamari
fine.
obviously wakes up and is back. Can we just, jumping ahead, the fact that Hamari forgave Daphne, I think, is the most insane message, like, in this book. When she was just like, you know what, I respect your absolutely diabolical plan. You could have killed me, but I forgive you, and I'm gonna go off to Japan. I was like, this is nuts.
She literally he tried to kill her and then literally had her family banished. Mari's just like, it's all good.
Respect.
No. Let's talk about the fact that we have 2 more books to read, and we decide now Hamari's memory is already going to happen and come back, and it's all like, I knew when Hamari woke up at the end of, because she woke up at the end of book 1, didn't she? And we knew obviously that it was going to be a storyline. Why honestly, and this is just me, this is Jordan, in my honest opinion, Jordan over here, if I were said author, I'm dragging that out a little bit. Like, I was just surprised by how fast it happened. That's all I'm saying.
That's a really good point. I agree with that too, because that could have been a much bigger plot point that we somehow turned around so quickly in this. And yet there are other things that we decided to drag out through book 2 and that are still not resolved. And so, no, that's a really good point, because that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, out of all the things that we went ahead and resolved, 1, I don't really care for how it was resolved, and 2, why that one? I will say, I agree with you earlier on your note about things being very predictable. However, Hamari, I thought she was faking it, not faking her. I thought she was faking her memory. Like, I thought she was going to set Daphne up the whole time.
Too.
So I was expecting that, and then all of a sudden when her memory came back to her and it wasn't the case anymore, and then 2 chapters later she's like, and I forgive you for that. Thanks for sending us to Japan. I really needed a new start. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. But I don't understand too, like, even Daphne was like, she's gonna get me. Like, she's gonna come back and get me. And then she never did. Or like the most sinister thing she did was a 1-line text. Yeah. And Daphne was like, oh, this is it. This is the reckoning. And nothing freaking happened.
No. I'm with you. I thought Hilmari was gonna wake up in book 4. And that was going to be this like crescent, right? Same thing you were saying, Jordan, that we would follow it through, and there might be little moments where Daphne like almost slips up, or like we get signs of life, and then she wakes up in book 4 and like burns the whole thing down. That was, I thought we were headed in that arc. So now I'm curious, does she come back with engaged to the heir to Japan? I don't know.
I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but my theory is that it's not the end. Yeah, sure, they're going to Japan now, but that's too good of a storyline. And that's another reason why I was like, we're doing this now? Like, we're doing this fast? Like, I don't. And to your point too, I like, because all of you kind of said it, when she got her memory back, I was like, all right, she's on the path of revenge, 100%.
I wanted it.
And I was here for it. Because listener, if you listen to us cover book 1, we talked about Hamari being Daphne's downfall. And I don't know, now it seems like they're fine. But there's still 2 more books. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I think now, this is my new prediction, I think now it's going to be Ethan. I think Ethan's
okay. So thank you, because now I wanted to bring it back around. Here we go. I don't know, but I really, really, really want to be proven wrong about Ethan. I do. Like, my gut just doesn't want to trust him. And
I will say he has way more personality than his best friend Jefferson.
Yeah, I think I'm in Ethan corner. Like,
I'm not saying that I'm not in Ethan corner. I'm just
And I don't feel that way about really anyone in this book but him.
I will say I'm in Marshall.
Okay, I am Marshall.
Like,
sorry, good point. I am Marshall. I'm thinking in Celsius in his honor, so.
There you go. I'm 100% like pro Marshall. I would say pro Ethan second, but he's got like a black mark just because of, you know, we've got this triangle with Nina and Daphne, and he technically, you know, not technically, he did like cheat with Daphne when she was with Jefferson. So like I give him like a couple demerits on that, you know.
He's not perfect, but it does seem like out of a lot of people, and Marshall hasn't really had any major lessons to learn a ton, but it feels like Ethan, he like sees around what Daphne's doing and is like, I'm not gonna let her judge my life, whereas Jefferson just rolls over and is like, but I love you too. Okay.
He has like 3 catchphrases and that's it. One of them is I love you. Sorry.
Wait, what are the other 2?
Yeah, Emily, what are the other 2 catchphrases?
They're so boring. I can't.
I think from the first book it's I bought Wawa or whatever.
I brought Wawa. I love you. And wait, what? Like, I'm pretty sure that was.
There you go.
What?
I like that.
3 catchphrases. That's it.
We'll check back in with you at the end of book 4, listener, and we'll see if any of that's changed.
Maybe he learns to say something else. I don't know. Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. The author has like, there's a huge mountain to climb ahead of her in order to redeem him, because I just find nothing appealing about that character.
Nothing. I find Franklin the Yellow Lab more appealing than Jefferson.
1000%. Always.
Like,
okay.
Always.
Another honorable mention. Come on.
I loved him.
So cute. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's kind of to give you a bit of a update if we can, listener, and I'll try to keep it straight. I'm sure the girls will keep me in line with this as well, because we'll kind of talk about where all of the relationships have gone thus far. So Daphne kind of manipulated, cornered Ethan into developing this relationship with Nina. So now we've got Ethan and Nina in one section building a relationship, building, you know, a romantic connection, if you will. Beatrice kicked Connor to the curb, unfortunately.
Justice for Connor, for sure. Justice for Connor.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
I like Teddy too. I don't think Beatrice handled that whole situation well. Like, I did not like it. I think Justice for Connor. I was like literally cringing when, sorry. I was like cringing when she was just like, and I'm gonna choose me. I'm queen. I was like, I can't. I was like, no, please stop. Please stop. I'm like, this girl came to check on you because he was like, maybe like she needed an out and I'm gonna be her out. And like, and she's like, I don't need a man to save me. And I was just like, oh, the cliches. I can't. Please stop.
I will say,
this person.
While the cliches were like ripe in that moment, I did like the direction of choosing Teddy. And I think there's a line in there, like towards the end of that, where it's, you know, letting go of, and I'm going to butcher this, but like letting go of your first love where they do everything for you. And Connor was there to like do things for her and jump in and save her, or picking the one that supports you and helps you be a better person and lets you fight your battles, but is right there with you. And I did like that, like dichotomy in message and choice in direction.
I like that. I think one of my bigger issues with it is honestly how fast it all happened. That I'm like, this shouldn't have been like a book 2 sort of plot, because I don't know, it almost makes the whole point of her and Connor in book 1 like minute. It doesn't even matter with how, and 2, I'm like, you're the older set of characters that, well, we as readers are supposed to be like, okay, we kind of see where you're coming from. You're supposed to be thinking. And I was like, you're the exact same as everybody else in this book with like flipping between people.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. And I like Teddy. I like Teddy and all of that, but I was just like, I don't like how everybody's story is like flipping between
like, I love you, but now
yeah,
I love
I
someone
love
else.
you, but now Teddy's my friend and he supports me. And then you got Nina and she's like, oh, I don't, Teddy, like you weren't actually my first love. I didn't know what love was, and now I love Marshall because I saw you two in the same ball. Like, I just don't like the flipping between everybody, and I think that's what really rubbed me the wrong way about the whole Connor situation.
Totally fair.
What were the thoughts, or how do we feel about the decision not going through with the wedding?
Oh, smart.
I applauded that. I thoroughly applauded that.
Yes.
Yep.
So at least that's a point or two in that way and in that regard, right?
But now I'm just curious, like, since it was called off, what is book 3 going to be about? Because now she's like, Connor came back and Teddy's there. So are we just going to have this flip-flop that whole book too? Like, I'm not...
See, I felt like it was Connor's exit. Like, I don't think he's coming back.
No.
I think book 3 and 4, there's going to be, my hope maybe, is that there's other characters coming in to, like, cause drama. Because I don't know how, like, Hilmari's been shipped off to Japan. Connor has made his exit, at least my understanding from that scene is, like, he's made his exit. Sam and Marshall are way too happy, which I'm thrilled for, but there's got to be something that comes up there. And I like Beatrice and Teddy together. I want that to keep growing, but with 2 more books, I think, Jordan, you were making this point earlier, there's something, we got to have another, like, explosion, right?
And isn't book 3 Rivals? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I really think it's going to be more I don't know. And this is just I don't know if this is going to be right or not. Like, I think it's going to be a lot more about Daphne trying to weasel her way in.
I think Daphne's one side of that. But then who's the other side?
I wonder if it's going to be Beatrice and Sam.
That's what I was wondering too.
Because Beatrice,
what are they rivals for?
Beatrice asked her to do it.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
What are they rivals for?
I didn't. I get they're all like, oh, we all trust each other and everybody's on the same page about who's kissing who, which is fine. I'm glad we all are in agreement on that. But she's like, hey, she's like, will you do this tour with my fiance who I just left at the altar? Yeah. Even though you thought you were in love with him, I get that you're dating. See, I'm like, the mental gymnastics for this is so much.
It's exhausting. But I'm with you. I think, Jordan, to go back to your question, what would be the rivalry is, I think it's like for popular public opinion and support and, frankly, power in the royal family and in government. Because Beatrice is kind of seen as the, what do you call it, like, stoic, like, you know, she's always been the heir, she's now queen, like, she's holding, you know, all tradition in the line. And Sam's always been the popular party girl. And I think there's kind of, if I draw a parallel to perhaps real life, I think they're going to play up, my prediction is a little bit of Queen Elizabeth and Princess Margaret.
Yes.
And like that, like, it was rivalries in the sense of their position was never truly in question, but it was more of popular support and opinion, which then lends power within the institution.
And it was setting it up a little bit in that way too, right? With listener, obviously, you know, by this point, again, we're spoiler friendly, not spoiler free. So we'll talk about the photos for a second. So Sam and Marshall have this party and whatever. And then there's just really risque, questionable photos that are taken and exploited of, you know, kissing, partying, doing all of these, you know, things that teenagers, young adults do. That's not uncommon, right? And
most just
kind of,
yeah, true,
right? Or if we do, they're not publicly. They're not publicly broadcast. But I was going to say, when that happened, I mean, I can kind of see, because, yeah, to your point, like, Beatrice is sort of seen as like this cookie cutter like she's
doll,
prim, proper, all of these things. And now she's asking Samantha to go on this royal tour and to do all of these things. And I'm thinking this, in a way, has to be Samantha's redemption, public redemption, right? But to that point as well, it's pitting the two sisters against each other too, right? Because when you are the spare, who would not want, like, what spare doesn't want to be the heir, right? What spare doesn't want what the heir has?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
see it.
But
yeah, I do think the powerful moment though, and I don't know if we've touched enough, but like that ending where Sam and Beatrice kind of tag team and get rid of Robert at the end. Can we talk about just what happened? Like that was awful. So Robert, it was kind of a build. Bree, I think you said you called it from page 1. Maybe it was Megan called it from page 1 that Robert was going to be our second smarmy weasel.
Yes.
And he's like secretly working against Beatrice to like block her from opening Congress, which is something that the monarch has done forever, and stop her from meeting with, all of the majority leaders and the minority leaders. And, then when he comes out and is like, just focus on the wedding. I don't know. That last scene was pretty great with Beatrice and Samantha standing up to him.
So good. It was so good.
It was good in that moment, at least for me, to see Beatrice like actually kind of take control of the situation and look, I don't know, act like the queen that I know that she's like probably wanted to be, but then just has sort of felt either intimidated or uncomfortable with that. Mm-hmm. And to stand up to him, that was a good moment.
Yes. And I was going to say too, I feel like in that moment, Sam kind of like backed up, like she could have really like gave it to him too. And she was like, I'll let you take this one, big sis.
This is your moment.
Yeah.
You got this.
This is your moment. Yeah. Yeah. That was good.
Oh.
The other moment that stood out for me, I'm just looking at my notes here, was kind of towards the end when we had another Daphne-Nina confrontation, but this time it was about Ethan. It was very reminiscent of the Daphne-Nina confrontation about Jefferson. But this time I felt like Nina actually snapped back a little bit. There were a couple liners that she at least like went, not, I wouldn't say toe to toe, but she did have a couple like pushback moments. And so I did like seeing, I was like, go Nina, you at least like are catching up to these moments that you can hold your own, which I thought was good.
Well, it definitely was one of those things where she was like, I'm not going to be made a fool again of what you like. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, we're not. I liked seeing Nina grow.
It's a couple of
yes.
You do. It's true. You do. I will just second Emily's opinion though and agree that I appreciated seeing Nina develop a little bit of a spine.
Like,
and just saying like I see through this and what you're doing now and I don't like it.
Okay. Yeah. And so then if we're gonna for the sake of this book too, like both Beatrice and Nina sort of have this like I choose me moment. And which again feels very copy paste, but that's okay. But like Nina's, it seemed a lot more realistic to me and I say realistic, like realistic within what the story has been and the narrative and everything that played out. So like you see what happens with Daphne and then her conversation with Ethan following. Her sort of I choose me moment was less cheesy and more, I don't know, it just sounded more real with her walking away. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, girl, you take some time.
Yeah.
You got a lot to figure out. So.
Yeah.
We all thought that the whole Ethan Daphne conversation was somehow going to be like broadcasted in that ballroom. I was like, there's no way that people aren't going to hear it.
Hear this.
And no one heard it. And I was like, kind of like, well, that could have been the real cringy moment, I guess.
But, well, that we know of now.
True.
No one heard it that we know of now.
True.
No.
I would love to see in book 3 and 4 or book 3, however, because sometimes we go quickly through these moments. I would love to see Daphne and Ethan actually end up together.
Really?
You still want Daphne and Ethan together?
Oh, I don't think so.
No, let's have it because
I think Daphne and Jefferson deserve each other.
I was on the same page. I'm like, you know what? At this point, Jefferson and Daphne, you can have the wet mop. I do not care.
I think Daphne will eat Jefferson for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like spit him out again. Like,
okay, that's fine. Give the girl her crown, and she can walk all over it.
No, I don't know. I would love to see, and I want to hear the alternate view for sure. It's like I would.
Ethan and Nina.
I'm also really liking Ethan and Nina.
I feel like he's not vying for power, but he also understands what it's like to be on the outside, and so does she. And so I feel like them having that same plane to start with is like a good foundation for their relationship. And I feel like, I mean, sure, at first his intentions were for power, frankly. Like he wanted to be a duke or an earl or something. Yeah. But I feel like the more he's exposed of himself as like, I'm not that guy. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. That just made me think of something. He doesn't know his dad. Do we remember that? He doesn't know. And who thinks it's the king? Me. Sorry. Was I supposed to say any of that?
Oh my god.
Yes. No. Remember the king was in love with someone before he married. So I'm like,
is he their half brother?
We might.
Yes.
Oh my. Okay.
Made me think of that.
So I love that prediction.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't like that bombshell. Okay. I feel like Ethan though. So yes, he did not have good intentions to start, but he very quickly communicated like how much he saw growth in himself because of Nina, and how much he likes being someone who appreciates him for who he is, not for any title or any position of power or any authority whatsoever. He likes being with Nina and has fun with Nina. So I like the two of them. And
I don't disagree.
Oh my gosh. And then if he all of a sudden becomes the heir and then marries Nina and she gets the crown and Daphne gets none of it.
That's the rivalry. Oh my gosh. It all comes back.
I'm loving where this spinoff is going.
No, for the Ethan thing, I think my mind is still like churning on like Megan. I think you're right. I would love to see him be the half brother and like come out. I think what I like about Ethan and Daphne, while they have their own gray like areas, I think Daphne choosing Ethan would be a huge like character arc shift for her, because she clearly has. Okay, I know Bree feels about Daphne how I feel about Jefferson, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Bree said, please take this somewhere else.
Oh no.
Did you see that someone like commented on one of our reels one day about all of our facial expressions?
No, what did they say?
They just liked all of our.
They were like, I really like all of your facial expressions, and I was like, oh shoot, that's because I don't have a poker face like whatsoever. No, I just like the second I'm just like. Oh.
Do any of us at all?
No.
Honestly, my money would be on Megan. If anybody asked,
probably have the best poker face.
I would say Megan go. I would say Megan go with the poker face.
Well, thank
but the one that would show up wearing dark glasses.
Rolling my eyes in the back of my head sometimes.
We in our house we call that an audible eye roll when it's that. Yes. No, but I think it would be a really great like character arc for Daphne, for her to officially reject Jefferson and choose Ethan, and like choose, because she does have feelings for him. It's very clear that she has feelings for him, and I would love to see her shun everything that her mom, all of that stuff that she's been raised with, and decide to like choose herself in that respect and choose love, and reject this.
The question is, do you really have enough faith in her to make that decision? That's my
but at the end of the book, she was really starting to like shut down.
Ew, except for the fact that the second Jefferson showed up, she was basically within a paragraph. She was like, "Okay, this is what I've always wanted," and I was like, I think Daphne should have the I choose me story and not like anybody. I choose
Bree said,
me.
"Who cares about Ethan?" Bree said, "Who cares about Ethan being the potential half-brother heir? Where's Daphne's I choose me?"
Hold on. So I really like that, but then I'll also say there is something about this story that I do want, like, a female in power. So I don't want Ethan to necessarily take that away,
Right.
but I love that. I love that path. But I think Daphne should have the I choose me story. I have a hard time now. Like, even with the second it got to this moment, I was like, I don't think she can be redeemed. With that conversation with Hamari, when she was just like, I thought you were going to destroy me. And Hamari's like, no, I mean, I wouldn't do that. You're my friend, even though you pushed me down a flight of stairs. Like, I know that's not what happened. I get but you guys get my point.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, she's gone. Like, I was like, she can't be redeemed. She can't be saved.
Okay. Okay. I think she's got a little.
That's my hot take on that side.
I like it.
No, okay. I want to ask a question, but I'm like really afraid to ask a question.
These are my favorite.
I am here for the chaos. Let's go.
I really think that either Teddy or Marshall is too good to be true. And I'm having a really hard time figuring out which one it is. So I want to ask.
Teddy. My money's on Teddy.
I vote Teddy.
Teddy too.
Teddy.
Really?
I think it's Teddy. That because I've maybe not quite as in depth, but I've had a little inkling of the same thought.
Oh yeah.
That I'm like, there's something else going on here.
Like someone has to fall off between the two of them.
Because there was also that part where, you know, there was he's got financial trouble like in his family, and that's kind of why he's so on board with just like doing this, you know, arranged marriage basically with Beatrice. And she buys their, I think it was like their house in Rhode Island or somewhere, like right. Yeah. Nantucket. Thank you.
Yes.
And so like, I think there's a money thing. I don't know. I was like, my spidey sense went, there's something there.
I feel like he's been coming off as the most genuine so far out of anybody else. Like, do you think he's gonna like turn smarmy and be like it was all about the money? Or what?
No, I just think that I think there's other skeletons in that closet that will cause PR problems for Beatrice and Teddy like being together. Like I think there's other things that will come out.
Okay.
Yeah. And as far as, I don't know. And so like, that's the whole case for Teddy. And then as far as Marshall's concerned, I don't know. I guess I'm with you that I think it's more Teddy potentially than Marshall. But I also just feel like what we've seen of both of them, I'm like, can they be trusted? Like, I love Samantha and Marshall. Let me ship Sam and Marshall hardcore. Like,
yep.
I love it. I'm here for it. I think it's wonderful. And I loved the whole fake dating idea.
With seeing Teddy and Sam together.
A little bit. Is this whole book an over?
Yes. I made that comment that like, what was the scene is that Teddy like kisses Sam on the forehead, like a little sisterly thing, and Marshall like
the
went
most non-romantic kiss.
Yeah, I felt like Marshall went like full Hulk in that when he like what was that? And that was a moment where I was like, seriously?
Yes.
Come on.
And so but we all think Teddy. Like if we had to choose one of them to go rogue. Or go the other way.
I think
Teddy. I don't want it to be Marshall, but I do think there is a possibility
you
that
get
it's
what I mean,
both.
Though. Yeah,
that there might be skeleton. I think there's more to both. I am gonna predict. I think Teddy though might have more skeletons in that closet than Marshall does.
Marshall seems more secure. Like his family clearly. Like their dukedom is doing fine. Like they are in a good space, I think. And I feel like whatever treaty is going on between them and like the rest of the US or whatever, I think they're fine. And I feel like he's been very upfront of my only skeleton in my closet is that I'm a party boy, but so is Sam. So
Sam, right.
I feel like he feels the most secure of the two of them.
Fair.
I want to bring back the Ethan half brother for a second because I just had now I want to take that a step further and get real soap opera-y.
Oh God.
Because we don't know. Do we know Ethan's mom?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then never mind. Never mind.
Where's this gonna go? He's not like adopted. You know, like he knows his mom.
Right.
He never knew his dad.
Right. He never knew his father. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then never mind.
Because
Because I literally was almost like, if you want to get real soap opera-y, what if it was Daphne's mom and the king?
Ooh, now that's a good twist. And
that would be. Yeah, I was gonna say that would be a whole twist.
But then I just talked myself out of that because I was like, wait a second, do we know his mom? I think we know his mom. Never mind.
All together.
Ooh. Oh, Ethan, yeah, that's why I'm like, that would be very not.
I don't think that's gonna happen in this book. This is not.
It's not that kind of genre.
No. That would take a turn that none of us expected at all.
Oh my God.
Okay, but hold on. So, on that note, not that note, but on the similar note, I also, like, I did think it was interesting that I was like, from everything we do know about Ethan's background, like, how he became friends with Jefferson, I was like, it kind of is like, well, why? Because we get why Nina did with her mom working there, all of that. Yeah. But what if the king had Ethan around a lot because he just wanted to know his son, and then that's how they like
chills.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think that's
a good one.
Yeah,
I think that's
that, or we just made this book so much more exciting.
I was gonna say, I would be so disappointed if we don't have that reveal in the next 2 books.
I feel like it's gotta come, because why? I feel like they're like dropping the breadcrumbs now of like, oh, I never knew my dad, and it's like, wow, you want to know who he is?
I'm not gonna lie, because I am kind of like, well, now what?
Yeah.
Well, now what? Sam and Teddy are about to go on a royal tour with Nina. So that's going to leave.
Sam actually going with Teddy? I thought she wanted to go with her brother. Or didn't she ask him?
She invited Jefferson and Nina both also to go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
But Teddy is going? Did I totally miss that?
So we're going to leave Ethan behind with Daphne? Ugh.
It all comes back to Daphne.
And have anybody else
finished book 3, and now I'm like, wait, what actually is gonna happen?
I know. I don't know. And I just, yeah, I'm kind of with you all too. I think it's Teddy more than Marshall
with
I have another very important note that I need to bring up, because I need to know this about you all. Do you guys name your cars?
Name my cars?
Name your car. Like Sam named her Jeep Albert.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
My cars have names.
Same. My cars have always had names.
Yes and no. They're not very creative names, but they sort of do.
Megan, I think you're a no.
I feel.
Well, now I feel like I want to know. Now I feel like I want to know cars' names.
Growing up, until I moved to Iowa, I did not know anybody that named a car. And then, like, once everyone started driving...
And then you met me.
Well, I met you, but I feel like a lot of people named their cars in the Midwest. And I was just like, what is this? Like,
You met Delilah. She was my high school car.
I love Delilah.
Yeah,
she was a
great little blue was my high school car.
Little blue.
Okay. Yeah. So what are the car names now?
So I had Delilah, and then I had Susie, and now I have Beach.
Okay. Very nice. And for you,
Emily, on her, she saved my life, so
amen. There you go. And what about you, Emily? What's your car?
Ours are not so my son has named our cars, so they're not super creative because he's 3. So but we've got 3, we rotate between 3. There's Dada truck, Mama car, and then our car.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. There's just across the board.
Easy to follow.
Easy to follow. But it's not mama truck or dada car. It's very specifically like dada truck, mama car.
Drives this, mom drives this.
Mom drives this, and that's the name. And I said, hey, okay, good. You're 3. I'll go with it. Yeah. Yeah. Jordan, what about you?
We don't have any names currently. But Leo has started a game, my son, he's 4, where if we're in my car, I drive a Ford Explorer, we can only look for other Ford Explorers. So like that's like our car game. Like as we're driving around town, he's like, okay, we now need to find a car that looks just like your car. So that's our game. And then the same with my husband's truck. If we're in his truck, we can only look for vehicles that are the same as his truck. So
there you go.
It's funny. Games. You've got it. Well, it's funny. We the names now, anytime we see a truck, it's called a dada truck. Anytime we see, so I drive a Subaru Forester. So anytime we see a car that's like a smaller SUV, it's a mama car. And like, so now every car is a dada truck or a mama car, which is very cute. Yes.
On the adult level with
bring it up a level.
No. But like, so my car is Beach, and then when Jared and I were out in Washington, our rental car was also a Beach because she was the exact same. So we were just like, oh, it's Beach too.
I love that.
We're like, oh, we gotta go get Beach too. Like, this is Beach too.
How did you come up with the name Beach?
That's kind of an embarrassing story.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're here for that. Do tell.
Okay, so I used to have a company vehicle, and she had a name too. Her name was Bertha, and she was just a really big SUV, and so that's like nothing to the Berthas out there, but she was a Bertha. It was her God-given name, and so I rolled with it. And when I got my Beach, I was like, oh, she's kind of like a Bertha Jr., but I didn't want to call her BJ.
Fair.
So,
yeah.
Sure. So she's Beach.
Yeah. Beach.
But she's not Bertha Jr. Yep. She's just Beach. Like, she does not go by Bertha Jr. Bertha Jr. is not on her birth certificate. She's just Beach. But that's how the name came to be.
I like it. I like it. She does not like that nickname, so call her by her appropriate name.
Yes, call her by her name. It's Beach, and it's Beej. Beach.
Beach. I like it.
Jordan, what is the name of your vehicle?
So we have Pearl and Sapphire.
Oh,
wow, elegant.
Very nice. Yes,
snoozy.
We're taking our toddler names like up several levels.
Pearl is a very lovely Toyota RAV4.
Oh, hell
and
nice.
It just fit her very well. She's got class. She's got style. She felt very elegant to me, sophisticated. I was like, your name is Pearl. And it doesn't hurt that she's white.
I was going to say, is she white? She has to be white. Yes.
So, her name is Pearl. And then we have a Camry that is just the most gorgeous sapphire blue. And love all 3 of the 4 of us have September birthdays. Our birthstone is sapphire. It was perfect. I said I dub the Sapphire.
I love, Jordan, that you've named your blue car Sapphire as an elegant, wonderful, sophisticated name. My blue Honda Civic was Little Blue.
No, and that's awesome too. I can't. Yeah.
No,
I don't remember.
It was all good.
I had a Honda CRV that I named the Green Monster. That was my. It was a fantastic 2007 Honda CRV, and it was beautiful. It was Monster. It was the lovely Green Monster to me, and I named it Green Monster. So
that's too good. That's too good.
I drove some fun cars that I could have named, but just never did.
I was gonna say I got more serious about it as I got older for whatever reason. I did not name my first car. I will admit, I don't think I named my first car. But
mine was Delilah. She was great. I really liked her.
Listen to a lot
Delilah's a good car name.
Chris Brown and Delilah.
Oh my! When Jared and I were just going back, he was like, "Do you ever think about the music we listened to in like the 2000s and the 2010s?" And I was like, I still listen to that
Yes.
music.
Yes. And
He
as
was
a matter
like-
of
Oh my
fact,
gosh.
Yeah, he was just like, but some of the lyrics, and he brought it, he was like Chris Brown and Soulja Boy, and he was like, I mean, they just weren't good. And I was like, and yet they were so
They were
good.
perfect. They were masterpieces.
And yet I still listen to them. So
Yeah, a lot of Chris Brown, a lot of Little Wayne.
oh man,
a lot of Lion.
Too good.
Too
Yeah.
funny. Okay.
Too
All
good.
that good stuff.
Well, anything from the book that we did not bringing it back for a landing?
Bring it back.
Do we think there's anything that we missed? Because I know there's probably things that we glossed over here, I'm sure. But at the same time,
But we hit the crucial points.
Yes.
we really did. We really did. And we had our mind-blowing moment, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm just curious where book 3 and 4 is going to go, because there's been a lot of plot summary points that have been tied up neatly, or what I think is a neat little bow at the end of this book. And so there's got to be a new cast of characters or something to shake things up again in the next 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see.
But like, are they gonna have another ball? Like, who's coming in? Like, where are
There's
they coming?
always another ball. There's
True,
always another
true.
ball. Jefferson has a lot of ground to make up for me. I don't even know if it's possible.
I feel like this book was a little more Sam focused. Maybe you guys think that. I feel like her storyline was a lot more covered and unraveled a little bit. Do we feel like maybe Jefferson will have a little more of a moment where maybe he won't be as pancake as he is right now? Like, will he maybe come around a little bit more?
I would like that, of course. And it's interesting.
I would struggle. I'm going to be honest. I would struggle to get through that book. I am so not on Jefferson's train that I would do it for you ladies. I would finish the book, but I would struggle to get through that one.
Yeah.
I agree with
Maybe
you,
Marshall
Jordan.
and Sam.
Yeah,
sadly, I would say I think we have a better likelihood of Teddy or Marshall being double agents than Jefferson having more of a personality.
Having his moment.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, but could we be wrong? Yes.
But I love the predictions going into this. Oh,
Let's see.
I'm excited. That makes me excited to go into book 3. Like, okay, we'll have to see what comes and see what happens with that. But yeah, I think that, oh my gosh. I feel like that about covers book 2, American Royals 2, Majesty. So now we're on to book 3, which is Rivals, like we said. So that is going to be covered in October. It is already well into the Burr months. We're super, super excited about all of the content that we've got coming your way, listener. So now is definitely the time. You should absolutely be making sure that you are rating, reviewing, subscribing. Let us know if you are tuning in, if you have similar mind-blowing predictions or otherwise. But you can, of course, find the podcast on Instagram at Narratives and Nightcaps. You can listen to me, follow me over at Cozy Reads and Sips.
You can find me, Emily, at Bookstop-Bottles.
And until next time, my lovely friends, this has been so much fun. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.